Ayan, so good morning everyone. Today is the scheduled preliminary bidding conference for the project outsourcing of security services to the SWD Carfield office centers and extension offices for for September to December 2025 under ITB number 2025-TSWD CAR-14. But before we proceed with acknowledgement of participants, first let me present the house rules during the conduct of our preliminary bidding conference. Ayan. So to our participants, please ensure that your microphone and camera is working and you're connected to a stable internet. And in case of technical glitches, please do not hesitate to utilize the chat box to send a response and inform other participants. Link for the attendance sheet has been sent in the chat box. Please ensure that the attendance sheet has been accomplished upon joining the meeting. And then, prior to the start of the meeting, the back secretariat will have a roll call of participants. So when acknowledged, please state your complete name and complete name of the company you are representing. And then bidders will be given opportunities to air their concerns and clarifications after the presentation of the bidding documents by the back secretariat. So while listening, please jot down your questions and raise it to the Bids and Awards Committee when asked to do so. And in raising your questions or concerns, it must be asked with utmost professionalism and courtesy. And then the questions to be asked must be relevant to the procurement at hand. Through the back secretariat reserves the right to remove attendees or participants who will display unethical behavior during the meeting. Any questions or requests for clarifications after the pre-bid conference pertaining to the procurement at hand will still be entertained, provided it will be in writing and received by the back at least 10 calendar days before the deadline for the submission of bids. So for inquiries, please do not hesitate to contact the numbers or email address specified in the bidding documents. Then, participants will also be asked to turn on their camera prior to the end of the meeting. So please ensure that your camera is working and please wait for the adjournment of the meeting before leaving. And for us to gauge and improve our service, all participants will be asked to accomplish the client satisfaction measurement form through the link provided in the chat box. So having presented the house rules for this morning's pre-bid conference, let me now proceed with the presentation. Acknowledgement of participants to start with our Bids and Awards Committee, our back chairperson, Engineer Enrique H. Gascon Jr. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone.
And then we also have our back regular member. We have Ma'am Nori C. Castaneda. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning po.
And then we also have our provisional member and user. We have Sir Victor Bamowe. Good morning, sir. Ayan. So, for our prospective bidders, we have participants from AJG agency. May we know who's representing AJG agency?
Good morning, ma'am, and Mr. Chair and the back member. I'm Jason Gador from Cagayan de Oro City Main Office. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir. And then we also have representative from APL Security Agency. May we know who's using APL's email?
Good morning, ma'am. Michael Quaderno from APL Security Services Corporation, Quezon City. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, we also have Sir Flor Bangayon. May we know what company are you representing, sir?
Yes, good morning, ma'am. This is Flor Bangayon from Baguio's Finance Security Agency. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And then we also have Sir Ignacio Peclay, Jr. May we know what company are you representing, sir?
Good morning, ma'am, from Baguio Investigation Security Agency, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And then we also have representative from Itawas Security Proactive Agency Incorporated. May we know who's using Itawas email?
Good morning po, ma'am. Representing Froilan Almasan po from Itawas Security Agency po. Roylan Alamasan po.
Thank you, sir. Good morning po. Then we also have Sir John Patrick Akop. May we know what company are you representing, sir?
Good morning, ma'am. I'm John Patrick Acop from AJG Security Agency, ma'am. Kasama po si Sir Jason po. Sige po.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. And then we also have our back secretariat. We have Ma'am Emma Rose Wanse, Ma'am Esther Velasquez. Yours truly po, Lovely Hinove, and then Ma'am Emma Rose Wanse. And then for the record, we also have invited our observers from the Commission on Audit, Jaime V. Ongpin Foundation Incorporated, Development Organization for Families and Communities in the Cordilleras, Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industries. However, none of them was able to attend to witness our preliminary bidding conference. So initially, the scheduled preliminary bidding conference was set on July 25, 2025. However, due to the weather conditions and then the internet and power outages during that time, the pre-bid conference was moved today at 10 a.m. using the same meeting link. So with that po, before I proceed with the presentation of the public bidding documents for the procurement at hand, may we just hear a short message from our presiding officer?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you
Good
for
morning, sir.
participating our bidding conference, pre-bid conference rather. So as mentioned, this is moved, originally scheduled last week, but due to inclement weather and other suspension, work suspension, we're not able to conduct. So we're happy that we were able to join us this morning for the pre-bid conference. So we will be presenting to you the requirements, the conditions under this opportunity, our outsourcing of security services for field office and extension offices. So this will be just for September to December 2025. So we'll be presenting the bidding documents as well as the requirements. So enjoin everyone to raise their concerns just in case hindi klaro sa inyo, so that we'll be able to have a successful bidding activity, because we do not want really that our bidding opportunities will fail. That's why we are conducting this activity. So again, good morning everyone, and we hope to have a fruitful discussion ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, sir. So, having heard the short message from our presiding officer, let me now proceed with the presentation of the public bidding documents for the project outsourcing of security services to the SWD Carfield Office, centers and extension offices for September to December 2025. So, the approved budget for the contract for this project is 6,550,929 pesos, covering the provision of security services for the months of September to December 2025. And as stated here in our ITB, the bidding documents may be acquired by interested bidders from July 18, 2025 until August 7. However, with the issuance of the bid bulletin last July 25, the availability of bidding documents will be amended from July 18, 2025 to 1 p.m. of August 13, 2025. And then, as amended through the bid bulletin issued last July 25, today is the pre-bid conference, and then the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids will be on August 13, 2025 at 1 p.m. And the bid opening will be moved to August 13 at 2:30 p.m. Ayan. So, in line with the amount of bidding documents fee, the amount of bidding documents fee is 10,000 pesos. And as stated here in our ITB, the procuring entity allows payment of bidding documents through bank-to-bank transaction. However, the official receipt shall only be issued to the bidder upon receipt of the proof of payment, which includes original copy of the deposit slip or screenshot of successful online bank transaction reflecting the reference number and correct bank account details of the SWD car. And then for the submission of bid proposals, late bid shall not be accepted. And then the procuring entity allows submission through courier, provided that the bid envelope will be received on or before the deadline of bid submission. And then a complete set of bidding documents can be downloaded by our prospective bidders through the link provided in our ITB. And then, in line with our instructions to bidders, stated herein, the procurement at hand is composed of one lot, and the source of funding is through the General Appropriations Act 2025. And then, in line with the SLCC, the requirement is at least 25% of the ABC. And then as to specific similar contract required for the procurement at hand, it will be discussed later as part of the bid data sheet. Under item number 7, subcontracting strictly not allowed. And then for the award of contract, this particular project will be awarded as one lot. And then for the sealing and marking of bids, each bidder shall submit one original and copy one of the first and second component of its bid. And then for the specific sealing and marking of bids, we will be discussing later the prescribed sealing and marking of bids. And then specifically kung ano po yung ilalagay po ninyong labels, and then prescribed na template po nung pag-seal and mark po ng inyong mga bid proposals. And then, for the post-qualification requirement, so as specified here in ITB item 20.2, within a non-extendable period of 5 calendar days from receipt by the bidder of the notice from the back that it submitted the lowest calculated bid, the bidder shall submit its latest income tax or business tax returns filed and paid through the BIR electronic filing and payment system and other appropriate licenses and permits required by law and stated in the bid data sheet. So under our section 3 bid data sheet, ito po yung mga instructions, additional instructions relevant sa ating instructions to bidders. So under ITB clause 5.3 for the similar contracts to the project, it shall be the provision of security and investigation services, which shall be completed within 2 years prior to the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. And then for the forms and amount of bid security accepted. So for letter A, the amount of not less than 2% of the ABC or 131,018 pesos and 58 centavos if bid security is in the form of cash, cashier's or manager's check, bank draft or guarantee, or irrevocable letter of credit. Or letter B, the amount of not less than 5% of the ABC or 327,546 pesos and 45 centavos if bid security is in the form of surety bond. Under ITB clause 20.2, the following are the additional post-qualification requirement to be submitted by the lowest calculated or single calculated bid during the post-qualification stage. So to support the statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, the following documents shall be submitted. So this include notice of award and or contract or purchase order, notice to proceed for government transactions under public bidding. And in line with the statement of single largest completed contract, the following documents shall be submitted as part of the post-qualification requirement. So included is the end user's acceptance or official receipts or sales invoice. And in case a collection receipt is available in lieu of the official receipt, such should be supported with necessary invoice receipt like the charge invoice. So these requirements are required to be submitted during the post-qualification stage. So during bid submission, hindi nyo na po kailangang i-attach itong mga copies po ng NOAA and TP contract sa inyong statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, the same with the statement of single largest completed contract. Bali, i-attach nyo na lang po itong mga document po na ito during the post-qualification ipe-present nyo na lang po itong mga documents na ito during the post-qualification stage. And then for item 21.1, no additional requirements po required on this one. So having presented the bid data sheet, let me now proceed with the presentation of the schedule of requirements under section 6 of the public bidding document. So here in our schedule of requirements, the following are the number of security guards needed to be deployed per post or location po. So security guards to be deployed at the DSWD CAR Regional Office, 5 guards rendering their duties from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Next, 1 head guard to be deployed at DSWD CAR Regional Office, rendering their duty from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then security guards to be deployed at our Operations Cluster Group temporary office located at SN Oriental Building, Leonard Wood Road, Cabinet Hill Teachers Camp, Baguio City. So 6 guards are needed for this post, rendering their duty from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Next, security guards to be deployed at the training center. 2 security guards to be deployed at the training center, rendering their duty from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Next, security guard, 2 security guard to be deployed at the Regional Haven for women and girls, rendering their duty from 7 a.m. To 7 p.m. and then 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Next, 2 security guards to be deployed at Project Look Foundation Building, located at Leonard Wood Road, and then Daycare Center, located at Engineers Hill, Baguio City, rendering their duty from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. 2 security guards po ang needed for that post. And then next, for the RSCC building located at Pogisla, Trinidad, Benguet, they are in need of 6 security guards rendering duty from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And then next, 6 security guards po ulit para naman sa location ng RRCY, Sitio Paida, Bayabas, Sablan, Benguet, rendering duty from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Next naman po sa SWAD offices ng DSWD CAR, satellite offices. So, balitig 2 security guards po for the satellite office located in Abra, Apayao, Benguet, Ifugao, Kalinga, and Mountain Province. So, 1 guard for the day shift, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then 1 guard for the night shift, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So, for each satellite office, needed security guards are at least 2 security guards po per SWAD offices. And then, for the technical specifications, same lang po yung sa quantity ng security guard na na-mention po sa ating schedule of requirements. Bale, may mga preference lang po dito sa halimbawa yung sa Regional Haven for women and girls po. Bale, ang preferred po dito ay female security guards since the Regional Haven for women and girls are catering to female clients. So, ang preferred po na security guards to be deployed for this area or posts are female security guards po. And then, for the RRCY located in Sitio Paida, Bayabas, Sablan, Benguet, bale, ang preferred po na security guards po dito ay male since this center is catering to male clients po. The rest, either male or female naman na po. And then yung quantity and then location, consistent din po ito sa na-present po kanina na schedule of requirements. So, in filling out the technical specifications this form, may instruction na po dito kung ano po yung kailangan yung ilagay kapag ka po in-accomplish nyo as part of your bid proposal. And then, for the terms and conditions, ito po yung mga terms and conditions for this procurement at hand. So, number 1, can comply with the attached schedule of requirements. So, given these terms and conditions, required po na pag nag-submit po kayo ng technical specifications and terms and conditions, i-attach nyo din po yung schedule of requirements. Yung schedule of requirements po, hindi nyo na po kailangang mag-customize. Rather, yung na-present ko po kanina, yun na po yung mismong i-attach po din nyo. And then, number 2, for the stability of the service provider, this is going to be checked by our technical working group during the post-qualification stage. So for letter A, required is that service provider should have at least 5-year experience in managing security services. Letter B, service provider should have enough liquidity based on the net financial contracting capacity. And then for letter C, service provider should have an organizational setup. Number 3, service provider shall adhere to the attached terms of reference. Yung terms of reference po ay ipresent ko po later on. And then for item number 4, for the recruitment and selection criteria, security guards must possess the following minimum qualifications. So preferably with 1-year experience, physically and mentally fit, as indicated in a neuropsychiatric clearance from PNP and DOH accredited institutions and confirmed by the physicians, has the license to carry firearms and properly screened and cleared by PNP, NBI, and other concerned government offices for this purpose. Copies of such clearances to be furnished to the SWD car. Number 4, must be a holder of certificate of training, pre-licensing course or equivalent for security guards and other requirements of RA 5487 as amended. Number 5, must have a valid security guard or officer license of good moral character as certified by the barangay and the police district concerned and the NBI. Must have undergone drug tests and found to be free from tetrahydrocannabinol, methamphetamine, hydrochloride, and other prohibited substances certification to be given to the SWD car every 6 months. And then service providers to submit the profile or 201 file of workers to be deployed together with the copies of employment contract between the guard and security agencies. Documents for the above requirements shall be required to the single or lowest calculated responsive bid before contract implementation. So it shall be provided to the procuring entity within 5 calendar days upon receipt of the notice to proceed. And then number 5, the service provider should have a company policy on recruitment or selection of security guards and security plan for the procuring entity to be required during the post-qualification stage. Number 6, the procuring entity reserves the right to cancel or not to award the contract or reduce the number of security guards for any justifiable reasons or circumstance beyond the procuring entity's control. Then lastly, payment shall be processed upon receipt of complete supporting documents. So same with the technical specifications form, nandito na rin po sa terms and conditions form, yung instruction as to how our prospective bidders will fill out the terms and conditions forms. And then, for the terms of reference, bale, ito po yung terms of reference ng procurement activity natin. So, yung sa areas of deployment po ay same lang po dun sa na-present ko po kanina. Proceed na lang po ako dito sa specific na terms and conditions. So, for the security agency, shall provide the procuring entity with 24-hour service on 2 shifts duty based on the matrix presented above. And then, yung dito sa number 3, I believe na basa na rin po ng ating mga prospective bidders itong mga terms na ito. I-reiterate ko na lang po yung ibang provisions po dito sa ating terms of reference. So, number 15, the security agency shall maintain at least very satisfactory of performance based on appraisal conducted by the procuring entity throughout the term of contract based on the following criteria. So, included po dito, quality of service of personnel, time management, management and suitability of personnel, contract administration and management, and then provision of regular progress report. And then for item number 23, wage order number RB-23. So, prescribing the new minimum wage rates of private sector's workers in Cordillera Administrative Region shall be strictly observed. And then under RA 11917, the security agency shall also observe adherence to RA 11917. And then all billings must be submitted to the SWD every 5th and 20th day of the month. And then non-adherence to the policy and non-compliance to the requirement of the procuring entity shall be ground to the termination of the contract. For the qualification of security guards, same po ito sa na-present ko po kanina as part of the terms and conditions. So proceed na lang po ako sa equipment, ammunition, and supplies required for the procurement at hand. So for the communication system, the security agency shall provide at least 6 handheld transceivers and two-way radios with a range of 5 kilometers during the contract period. One transceiver shall be used by the guard on duty and another shall be assigned to the administrative division. Next, for the firearms and ammunitions, each post must be provided with duly licensed firearms, ammunitions to be kept within immediate reach of the guard on post and protected from access by an authorized person by providing a vault for depository purposes. Number 3, investigate and surveillance equipment. The security agency should provide at least 35 units of high-resolution CCTV with recorder with capacity to store at least 30 days recordings and external drives for saving of recording and other equipment for security personnel like pepper spray, emergency light, security and safety signs, whistles, and flashlights, and other required by the situation. The strategic placement of the cameras shall be determined by the administrative division. Also, the security agency shall provide office supplies such as monitoring sheets, logbooks, reports, forms, etc. to the security guards. And then lastly, the security agency shall also provide handcuffs, security vests to the security guards assigned in facilitating traffic flow, big umbrella, raincoats and boots, fire boots, and fire coats. So, kapag ka-in-attach po ninyo itong form na na-present, yung terms of reference, pa-ensure din po na nakastate din po dito yung name and signature ng bidder and then date accomplished. And then, i-attach po ito as part of the conformity with the technical specifications. So, in line naman po sa ating checklist of technical and financial documents required for this project. Ito po yung ating checklist. So for number 1, valid field reps registration certificate. So reiteration po that it should be in accordance with section 8.5.2 of the IRR, meaning yung Annex A po ninyo, yung page 3 po ng inyong field reps registration certificate, dapat po lahat po ng permits na naka-reflect doon ay updated. Otherwise, kung hindi po kasi updated yung inyong Annex A or yung list po ng inyong eligibility documents as indicated in Section 8.5.2 of the IRR, deemed na suspended po yung validity ng inyong field reps registration kung hindi po updated yung inyong Annex A. So as early as now, paki-check po yung inyong Annex A, and kung may kailangan po kayong i-update nyo na po para during bid opening, hindi po ma-declare na invalid yung inyong field reps registration certificate, which shall be a ground for disqualification during the bid opening. Next requirement is the technical documents, including the statement of all ongoing government and private contracts. Yung form po, ipepresent ko po later on. Same with the statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract. Also required is the original copy of bid security. And in lieu of bid security, our prospective bidders may also submit original copy of notarized bid securing declaration. Next requirement, conformity with the technical specifications, which may include production or delivery schedule, manpower requirements, and or after sales or parts, if applicable. So for this requirement, ang part po ng documentation nyo for this would be the presented schedule of requirements, technical specifications form, terms and conditions, and then duly accomplished na terms of reference. Yung mga nabanggit ko po na documents, hindi nyo na po kailangang i-customize. Rather, gamitin nyo na lang po yung prescribed template as part po ng uploaded na public bidding documents for this. And then, please don't forget na maglagay po ng supporting documents such as the production or delivery schedule, manpower requirements, and or after sales or parts if applicable. And then, next po, original duly signed omnibus sworn statement. And in case po na yung company po ninyo ay isang corporation, partnership, or cooperative, please don't forget to support your omnibus sworn statement with the original notarized secretary certificate. And then, in case naman po na mag-opt po kayo to enter joint venture, required to support the omnibus sworn statement is the original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture. Next, for the financial documents, still part of the technical component envelope, required is the net financial contracting capacity, NFCC, or a committed line of credit from a universal or commercial bank in lieu of its NFCC computation. And then for the Class B documents, joint venture agreement, in case po na the joint venture will be used for the procurement at hand. And then, next po, for the financial component envelope, required is the original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form, and then original of duly signed and accomplished price schedule for goods offered from within the Philippines. So, ito po yung mga requirements. Proceed na po ako sa presentation ng mga forms para po explain sa ating mga prospective bidders yung proper way to fill out the forms po. Ayan. So, included din po sa ating procurement at hand ay yung cost breakdown na magiging supporting documents po ng ating price schedule for goods offered from within the Philippines. So, kung makikita po natin dito, andito na po yung mga prescribed po na daily wage ng ating security guard and head guard. I-follow na lang po natin during the filling out of the cost breakdown. Ayan. So, ito na po yung mismong cost breakdown na i-fill out po ninyo. Pakitignan na lang po. And then, kung may kailangan po kayong itanong as of now, ay i-note nyo na lang po and then we will discuss it or we will address your concerns later po. And then, ito po yung ating price schedule for goods offered from within the Philippines. So, kung makikita po ninyo dito sa ating price schedule, nakalagay po dito sa ating column 9 na dapat yung column 9 po would be the sum of column 5, 6, 7, and 8. And dun po sa unit price natin, dapat ang naka-reflect po dito, titignan po natin yung ating description, guard, rendering 12-hour duty times 4 months day shift. So, ang ilalagay po natin dito sa unit price ay yung salary po ng ating security guard for the 4 months. Same with the night shift and then head guard. So, yung unit price na ilalagay po natin dito, yung salary po ng ating security guard rendering day shift, night shift, and then yung ating head guard for the 4 months. Para kapag minultiply po natin yung ating total price under sa column 9, dito sa ating quantity, following yung formula po na nandito sa taas, which is nakastate na yung total price po natin, which is stated here in column 9, dapat pag i-multiply po natin ito sa column 4, which is yung quantity po ng guard. Kasi kung may discrepancy po dito sa inyong unit price, halimbawa, yung ni-reflect nyo lang po dito sa ating unit price ay yung 1 month salary ng ating security guard. magkakaroon na po ng discrepancy. Sa atin pong legal basis sa RA 9184, nakastate po kasi doon na if ever po na may discrepancy sa total price at saka sa unit price, ang magpe-prevail po ay yung unit price. So dapat sa unit price po, ang ini-indicate po natin dito ay yung salary ng guard for the 4 months para kapag ka po kinumpute natin yung sa column 10, andito naman po yung formula. Ayan. So kapag ka kinumpute po natin yung sa column 10, imumultiply lang po natin yung total price dito sa column 9 at saka dito sa quantity o yung sa number of cards. Kaya po kapag kinumpute natin, makukuha po natin yung grand total, hindi yung magkakaroon po ng discrepancy. Ayan. So also, please take note that in case a column is not applicable for an offered item, just indicate dash or 0. And please take note that leaving columns 5, 6, 7, and 8 as blank or indicating other symbols such as not applicable, NA, etc. shall be automatically deemed not responsive. So patake note po yung ating proper way of filling out the price schedule for goods offered from within the Philippines para po kapag nag-undergo po ng bid evaluation, yung atin pong mga bid proposals ay smooth po yung process at hindi na po magkaroon ng ground for disqualification. So take note po, yung sa ating unit price, ang dapat na naka-reflect po dito ay yung nasa description, which is the salary of the guard rendering 12-hour duty, day shift, times 4 months. So unit price, ang naka-reflect po dapat dito, yung salary multiplied by the 4 months. Para po pag kinompute po natin yung sa column 10, i-multiply na lang po natin yung total price under column 9 dun po sa ating quantity. And also, please don't forget to attach the cost breakdown as the basis of the technical working group in checking whether or not you complied with the minimum wage na guidelines po and also yung sa ating guidelines po in line with compliance or adherence to RA 11917. And then, for the statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, ito po yung form natin na gagamitin. Hindi nyo na po kailangang i-customize. Pa-ensure na lang po na kapag ka nag-fill out po kayo, ay consistent po yung mga details na ilalagay po ninyo dito doon sa ating mga supporting documents na ipapakita sa ating technical working group during the post-qualification stage. Also, please don't forget na ilagay po yung name and signature, designation, and date upon bid submission. So, kung makikita niyo po dito sa form, hindi po required during bid submission na mag-attach po kayo ng mga NOA, NTP, contract, PO. Yung mga documents po na yun, hihingin na lang po ng ating technical working group sa ating lowest calculated bid during the post-qualification stage. Next, with the as to ways in filling out the NFCC, ito na po yung mismong template na gagamitin. Ang i-note nyo na lang po dito ay dapat po consistent po yung details na ilalagay po ninyo dito sa table at saka yung sa ITR ninyo and audited financial statement. Dapat po consistent po yung details na nilagay po ninyo dito at saka sa inyong ITR and audited financial statement. Also, huwag nyo din pong kalimutan na ilagay po yung name ng supplier and then signature upon bid submission. For the BSD, ito na po yung mismong form na gagamitin. Hindi nyo na po kailangan mag-customize. Same with the Omnibus Sworn Statement. Yung sa Omnibus Sworn Statement po, ito na rin po yung form na gagamitin. Pa-ensure na lang po na properly accomplished, duly notarized upon bid submission. And then for the bid form, ito na po yung form na gagamitin. Pa-ensure na lang po na duly signed and accomplished upon bid submission. Then lastly, for the statement of single largest similar completed contract, ito na po yung mismong form na gagamitin. So kagaya po ng statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, hindi nyo na po kailangang mag-attach ng mga supporting documents for this form since yung mga supporting documents po ng SLCC would be required during the post-qualification stage. Ang ensure nyo na lang po upon filling out this form ay dapat po consistent po yung details na ilalagay po ninyo dito at saka yung mga supporting documents na ipapakita nyo po later on sa ating technical working group. And then, for the sealing and marking of bids, ito po yung prescribed na template po. So, pa-ensure na lang po na ma-follow. Ayan. So, the technical and financial documents must be submitted in 2 copies, one original and one copy one. The original technical component envelope po must be sealed in one envelope marked as original bid. And then the copy one technical component envelope and copy one financial component envelope must also be sealed in another envelope marked as copy one. And then kapag nalagay nyo na po yung label, na i-seal and na pirmahan po ng inyong bidder's representative yung original bid envelope and copy one bid envelope, isisilid po ito sa another envelope labeled as bidding documents. And upon marking and sealing your bidding envelope, bidder's representative are required po to affix their signature, lalo na po dun sa mga sealed na part po ng inyong bidding documents. Also, the technical and financial documents must be properly pubbed and signed para po mas madali pong ma-evaluate ng ating Bids and Awards Committee during the bid opening. So that ends po my presentation for the public bidding documents for the procurement at hand. Our prospective bidders may now air their concerns and clarifications pertaining to the procurement at hand. Ayan, so bidder from AJG agencies raising his hand po. Yes, sir, you're acknowledged po.
Good morning, ma'am. Meron po ako i-clarify, ma'am, regarding dun sa ulitin ko lang ko po ma'am dun sa SLCC. Kumbaga, hindi na kami mag-attach ng contract pati yung OR.
Yes, sir. As mentioned po kanina, sir, balik upon bid submission, ang required lang po na isubmit ninyo as part of the checklist is the statement of the single largest similar completed contract. Yung form po na nakapresent ngayon sa screen.
Yun lang form lang, ma'am. Yung form lang po. Same
Yes
pa rin
po.
dun sa ongoing.
Yes, sir. Yung sa ongoing ay hindi nyo na rin po kailangang mag-attach ng supporting documents upon bid submission. However, yung mga supporting documents po na yun, ipipresent nyo po sa technical working group during the post-qualification stage po.
Okay, noted po. At isa pa po, ma'am, regarding sa NFCC, mag-aatas po ba ako ng AFS?
Ayun. Sir, bale, based po sa ating checklist, ang required lang po ay yung NFCC. Bale, yung audited financial statement and yung sa income tax return ay required po to be submitted during the post-qualification stage din po.
Okay po, ma'am. Meron pa isa pa, ma'am, regarding dun sa cost breakdown. Naka-indicate po dito is amendment or prescribed. Prescribed po siya. Ma'am, itong dun sa computation po, guide po ba ito or kasi may nakita ko kasi ako, ma'am, dito sa computation is magkaiba yung rate dun sa head guard. Itong computation po, ma'am, ifa-follow po ba ito? Or it depends po dun sa base sa rate ng head guard pati dun sa total na magbabase dun sa bracket sa SSS? Or susundin po itong, halimbawa dito, ma'am, sa MPF fund may 700. Pero yung itong bracket na 25,576.54, nakita ko ito sa bracket na ang MPF niya is nasa 550. Yun po, ma'am, ang tanong ko po.
Hello, sir. Sir, in line with that, bale, Ang ifa-follow po ninyo ay yung rate na po na nakalagay dito sa taas, sir. Yung sa daily wage po ng security guard and then head guard. Ito na po yung mismong ifa-follow po ninyo. And then, yung dito sa baba, kung magkano po yung ma-compute nyo na halimbawa, yung dito po sa may SSS, using yung wage po na prescribed dito sa table sa taas, yun po yung magiging basis nyo or reference nyo upon checking po dun sa SSS na yung sa contribution na table po, magbe-base pa rin po kayo sa actual na computation nyo. Basta kapag kinompute nyo po yung salary ng ating security guard and head guard, ang basis po ninyo ng daily wage nila would be yung andito po sa taas, sir.
Okay po. Hindi ako magbabase dito sa nakalagay dito po, ma'am, na may 700. Oo. Magbase
sir.
lang tayo doon sa kung anong nakalagay sa bracket and then sa minimum na yung salary po.
Yes, sir. So, kung ano yung makompute po ninyo na monthly pay po ni security guard with the daily wage of 470, yun po yung magiging guide po ninyo in identifying doon sa SSS table kung magkano po yung contribution nila. Same with the SSS mandatory provident funds, sir. And then, the same would be your reference po in computing yung dito po sa may portion dito sa taas. Ito po yung main po na reference po ninyo. Kasi itong daily wage po na ito na nandito po sa table sa taas ay in reference na din po ito sa RB CAR-23, yung sa minimum wage rate na prescribed dito po sa Cordillera Administrative Region, sir.
Okay, noted po, ma'am. And then meron po ma'am, ito pong sa price schedule. Naka-indicate po dito unit price per item. Bale, pwede po ba, ma'am, i-specific ko lang po siya nga halimbawa ang monthly sa guard po is example 37,000 month day shift, and then times ko na lang sa 22 guards. I-indicate ko po yung amount, pagkatapos mag-i-indicate din ako sa column number 9, pagkatapos i-times ko sa 4 months, and then mag-total po siya, and then doon magbabasa din ako doon sa 9 times sa column 9, ita-times natin sa quantity number 4 times 2, then mag-total dito sa total dito sa column 10. Tama po ba, ma'am, yung specific ko po para maintindihan nyo po? Consider po ba yun?
Sir, para po uniform po yung ilalagay po natin sa price schedule, yung prescribed po na computation na nakalagay po dito sa taas yung ipa-follow po natin. So as explained po kanina, ang ilalagay po ng ating mga prospective bidders sa unit price would be the salary of the guard for 4 months. So 4 months po na salary yung i-reflect po natin dito sa unit price. And then, yun po yung makaka-capture dito sa ating total price. Ngayon, pag kinumpute po natin yung sa column 10, i-follow pa rin po natin yung computation or formula na nandito po sa taas wherein kapag ka po kung ano man po yung value na nandito sa column 9, i-multiply po natin sa column 4 which is yung sa number of guard. So, based po dun sa sinasabi nyo kanina, sir, ang lalabas na po kasi dyan, sir, parang magka-above ABC na po kayo. Kasi ang prescribe po natin, dapat yung salary ng guard for the 4 months sa unit price, yun po yung i-reflect natin sa unit price. Hindi yung dito pa tayo sa total price, sir, multiply ng, dito pa tayo sa column 10, multiply sa 4 months, sir. Kasi ang formula po na nakastate po dito sa column 10, sir, kung makikita po ninyo, the formula is column 9 multiplied to column number 4. So, i-follow po natin. So, para po makuha po natin yung accurate na computation at hindi po tayo mag-above ABC, ang ilalagay po ninyo dito sa unit price ay yung salary ng ating guard for the 4 months na po. Clear po ba, sir?
Okay. Ang ibig nyo po sabihin, ma'am, ito sa akin, ma'am, parang naintindihan ko po, kumbaga mag-same amount po doon sa 5 pati yung 9, tama po ba? Halimbawa, kung sa 4 months is 4 million, and then 4 million din sa column 9, then it times natin sa 22. Example lang po, ma'am. Tama po ba? Same amount ang 5 pati yung 9 na column?
Yes sir. Bale kung titignan po natin, yung column 9 at saka column 9, considering na magiging zero po yung values ni column 6, 7, and 8, magiging parehas po yung value ni column 5 at saka column 9 sir. Kaya po kapagka minultiply po natin following the formula na nandito sa taas, yung column 9 multiplied sa ating quantity na naka-specify po sa ating column number 4, ayan, makukuha po natin kapagka tinotal na po natin yung column 10, yun na po yung makukuha natin sa grand total, sir. So kung titignan natin, considering na 0 po yung values ni column 6, 7, and 8, ang magiging parehas po ng value ay si column number 5 at saka column number 9, sir.
Cleared and noted po, ma'am. Kumbaga, i-indicate na natin po yung amount, wag na po yung specific pa. Tama po ba?
Yun sir, bale ang in line with column 5, ang ire-reflect po natin doon ay yung salary for the 4 months na sir. Hindi yung sa total price pa po tayo nagmumultiply ng 4 months. So dito pa lang sa column 5 sir, i-reflect na po natin yung salary ng ating guard for the 4 months. Wag muna nating imumultiply kung ilang guard sir. Bale, imumultiply
Tama po.
na lang po natin yung column 4 kapag nag-compute na po tayo dito sa column 5. Clear
Okay
po
po.
sir?
Okay po, ma'am. Bale po, numbers lang. Wala na pong mga flowers po kung paano kinuha, paano kinumpute to. Yun po, ma'am. Naintindihan ko po, ma'am. Very clear. Noted. Yun lang po, ma'am. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, sir. So I hope clear na po itong portion na to, particularly in filling out the price schedule. Ayan. So any questions or concerns pa po from our prospective bidders? Ayan. So we also have Itawas Security Agents, Itawas Proactive Agency raising his hand po. Yes po, you're acknowledged po.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning po. Ma'am, clarification lang po dun sa schedule of requirements at saka dun sa may cost breakdown. Yung number of guards po natin dun sa cost breakdown, 42 guards. Tapos po dito sa may schedule of requirements, 41 guards lang po.
Yun po, sir. May na-note po pala ako na typographical error po sa ating schedule of requirements kanina. Bale, yung sa ating schedule of requirements po kasi, supposed to be ay 6 guards po yung sa may SN Oriental. I-bid bulletin na lang po namin yun, sir. Bale, 42 po in total. Bale, eto sir, kung ito total po ninyo yung guards per shift dito sa may SN Oriental, 5 lang po yung nakalagay dito. However, we are in need of 6 security guards to be deployed in this area, sir. So, for bid bulletin po ito, sir, 6 po dapat ito, hindi po 5. So, in total, 42 security guards pa rin po, sir.
Noted po, ma'am. Thank you po.
So, any concerns or clarification pa po from our prospective bidders? Ayan. Yes, Sir Jason from AJG Agency. You're acknowledged po.
Good morning, ma'am. May tanong din ako ulit, ma'am. During po dun sa Posqua, ma'am, saan po kayo magpo-Posqua? Dito po sa Mindanao? Or saan po, ma'am?
Ayun, sir. If ever man po na ma-declare po kayo as the lowest calculated bid or the single calculated bid for the procurement at hand, as in compliance po sa ating RA 9184, yung technical working group ay magkakandak po ng post-qualification sa business address stated po sa inyong business permit or field jobs registration certificate. Or in case man po na may satellite office po kayo nearby, wherein may papakita po ninyo yung original copy po ng inyong mga eligibility documents and supporting documents po ng inyong SLCC and statement of all ongoing government and private contract, ay doon po magkakandak ang ating technical working group ng kanilang post-qualification.
Okay po, ma'am. Bale, mag-i-email po ngayon, ay, po kayo, ma'am, no? Mag-abiso po ba kayo na mag-post-qua?
Yes, sir. Bale, prior to the on-site na post-qualification naman, sir, ay nagsisend po kami ng notice sa ating lowest calculated bid or single calculated bid, notifying them that they are subject to post-qualification and they are required to submit yung kanilang EFTS and other requirements shall also be presented during the post-qualification, sir.
Okay po, ma'am. Noted po.
May question yata from Bisay. Go ahead, please.
Ayan. So, as informed po by our presiding officer, Sir Mr. Peckley, you are acknowledged po, sir. Sir, naka-mute po ata kayo, sir. Hindi po marinig yung inyong audio. Sir, wala pa rin pong marinig na audio. Pa-on na lang po ng mic ninyo, sir.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning.
Ayan, sir. Clear po yung audio nyo, sir.
Okay naman. Ma'am, regarding po dito sa sa costing natin, since ito yung prescribed na naka-upload, nakalagay kasi dito 20% yung annual admin fee natin since ito po yung susundin natin na kung sino man yung magsasubmit below, so automatic ba po ba na disqualified siya?
Yes, sir. As specified po kasi sa ating Republic Act number 11917, yun po yung prescribed na administrative fee. So kung lower po dun sa percentage na required po ng RA 1197, RA 11917 yung inyong admin fee na isi-set sa inyong cost breakdown, deemed na disqualified na po. So to observe yung adherence po sa inyong RA 11917, dapat po hindi po bumaba sa 20% yung admin fee, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Sige, may other questions pa ba from our prospective bidders?
Done so far na, Mr. Chair.
Lovely, can you check doon sa other bidders present? Kung may mga katanungan, baka may problema lang yung audio nila. They can type in their questions sa chat box.
Yes po, sir. As to dun sa ating chat box, sir, wala naman po silang itinype. So, roll call na lang po. So, may question po ba from Baguio's Finest Security Agency? We have Sir Flor Bangayan po.
So far, ma'am, very clear. Noted po lahat. Natanong
Thank
din
you.
lahat.
Sige, sir. Thank you po. And then what about the representative from APL Security Services? Are there any questions pa po?
None so far, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. What about from Itawes? May questions pa po ba?
So far po ma'am, wala na po.
Thank you. And then for BISAY and AJG agency, may questions pa po ba?
Wala na po, ma'am.
Ayun. Mr. Chair, bale all prospective bidders informed po na wala na po silang questions for the procurement at hand, sir.
Okay, sige. Thank you so much for presenting the bid documents, Ms. Lovely, and for responding to some of the queries. I hope all our prospective bidders were clarified with our requirements, and reminding again when will be our submission of bid documents. So it would be on August 13. So August 13 is Wednesday. Okay, hopefully walang bagyo para hindi masuspend ang ating schedule. Okay, so again, let me remind our prospective bidders the rules that we are using still for this bidding activity is Republic Act 9184. Hindi pa tayo nag-shift doon sa RA 12009 because we are still on the process of transition. So the bid documents that is used is under RA 9184. So meaning the rules that will be applied is under the IRR of our RA 9184. So just in case there would be other concerns as to the forms and other documents, it would still be the implementing rules and regulation of the RA 9184 that will prevail. So we encourage everyone to review the bid documents as well as be familiarized with the rules so that we'll be able to properly package our bidding documents to ensure that we will have a successful bidding activity. So with that, thank you so much to our prospective bidders, and we'll see you all on August 13. Please, again, be reminded that the last day of submission is on August 13 at 1 p.m. But our bid opening will be at 2:30 p.m. Okay, yan. So nakabid bulletin po. Okay, again, if you have other questions or clarification na nakalimutan, please do not hesitate to contact our back secretariat. You may raise your concern in writing so that the Bids and Awards Committee can properly address in writing. Okay? So maraming salamat muli sa ating lahat at isang magandang umaga po.
Salamat, Mr. Chair. Salamat,
Thank
ma'am.
you po sa ating Bids and Awards Committee and to our prospective bidders. Before we end this meeting po, may just request our participants to turn on their camera for the photo documentation. Ayan, since majority ay naka-on cam na po, so ready. Ayan, so ayan, 1, 2, 3. Ayan, isa pa po. 1, 2, 3. Ayan, so thank you po sa ating prospective bidders and to our Bids and Awards Committee. We hope to receive your bid proposals within the deadline for the submission of bids. Thank you and have a
Thank
nice
you.
day.
Thank you.